Welcome back to Overwatch Apex Season 2, guys. I am Doe. Still with me is Monte Cristo as usual. And there are Misfits about to take on Lunatic-Hai in our final match of Group B. And a best of 5 to decide, well, potentially decide a lot of things in Group B. Potentially not decide a whole lot, huh?
Yeah, it could go a lot of ways right now. We have the possibility, as we see Toby and Miro, happy birthday, it says.
That's right, yep.
So I guess Toby and Miro's birthdays are coming up. And back to tiebreakers, though, which is actually interesting. So here's how Misfits gets out of this group. They will win 3-0 and therefore take first place in this group, with Luxury Watch Blue taking second place and Lunatic-Hai not making it out at all.
Right.
Second scenario, Misfits wins 3-1. We have a three-way tie between Misfits, LW Blue, and Lunatic-Hai, which will result in a round robin on Monday that will be played until one team is 2-0. So what that means, if we have one round robin, everybody ends up 1-1, then we will play a second round robin, as we see Zebasai's fantastic crying meme face and the flag of Sweden.
Okay.
Very nice sign.
Big fans of Sweden. I heard it's a nice place. Yeah.
So they're disrupting my ability to actually talk about these
They're breaking
scenarios.
with your flow, man. Go ahead.
Breaking my flow. So 3-1 Misfits. Monday, we will have tiebreaker matches.
Right.
And that means that whoever is the top team and the second place team will exit the group in first and second place. Finally, a Misfits victory 3-2 or any Lunatic-Hai victory, Lunatic-Hai number 1 seed, LW Blue number 2 seed. So a lot of ways this group could break down. We could have more matches of Overwatch coming up next week.
Yep.
Misfits has a chance to control their own destiny and go in first place. Definitely in one scenario, possibly in tiebreakers as well.
I mean, we'll definitely have more matches of Overwatch
yes.
coming up next week. The question is, which matches will we have?
Bonus matches of Overwatch.
That's
though.
right.
The bonus round. Could be fun, though. Could be fun. It would be. We were nearly in this scenario last season, but we didn't quite make it to tiebreaker matches. But this time, Misfits have that opportunity. So exciting to see how much they've grown since they've come to Korea, decisively winning their last match, but this is a much tougher opponent.
Yeah, I mean, Misfits is a team that has looked better each time we've seen them, right? The first match of the season, they had just gotten off the plane. They were still kind of working things out. So, we'll give them a bit of a pass then. Then in their second match, when they 3-0'd Freaka Red, they looked very good. And, there is that asterisk that, Freaka Red hasn't been playing as well as people expected this season, but they still have some talent on them. So, we'll give them that. It's not just that they won, it's how they won, right? The cohesion looked good. The flexibility looked great. Tavik played 6 different heroes to a meaningful degree. It wasn't just like last-minute switches to save a point. There was at least 10% on each of these heroes as far as time played.
And that's great. I'm glad you bring that up, because that really is, if we look at the strengths of these teams, Misfits is unpredictable. They have huge hero pools. They can swap at will. We've seen some 3 DPS looks from them that have been pretty convincing. Lunatic-Hai is a known quantity. We know Who Are You is going to be playing Genji. We know they're going to run Genji Soldier, Genji Tracer, Genji Mei. They love running dive compositions. Miro is a better Winston player than he is a Reinhardt player. So they are very good at their one dimension, but they are not very deep. I don't think that Misfits is as honed at any strategy as we see from Lunatic-Hai on their dive comps, but they have a lot of versatility. And that's what's going to come into play. Do they have an answer? The big question for me tonight, how is Who Are You going to be doing on that Genji?
I think you're absolutely right. And this is kind of explaining a little bit about what we were talking earlier, how the possible tiebreakers could happen, how the group might shake up. But since we've already discussed that, I want to talk about Who Are You more. This guy, this Genji is incredible. You thought Hawksall was good? Well, you're right. Hawksall is good. But Who Are You is perhaps even a little bit better, I would say. And we've heard players around the scene say just that they think where Hawksall is great, Who Are You edges him out a little bit in terms of being able to land those long-range projectiles, just the left and right clicks.
I will say that I think that any Genji playing with the tank line of Zunba and Miro is going to have a good time on Lunatic-Hai. I think that Who Are You has been a good Genji player, but we can't overlook how much the Zarya bubbles and Miro's ability to divide enemy team formations with that Winston jumping around is, in terms of helping out the Genji isolate targets to get picks on. So while Who Are You has been good, Lunatic-Hai, their strength is still very much their tank line and their supports.
Well, Another thing to consider, too, is Eska has come back since Taejin and Dean left the team. Eska back on the roster again and had a pretty strong showing against Luxury Watch Blue. Played Soldier, Tracer, May, even a little bit of McCree, a little bit of Widowmaker. So if you look at Tavik on Misfits, Eska is kind of like the answer to that on Lunatic-Hai side. He's not as good as Tavik. We'll just get that out of the way.
Yeah, but just say that right now. Yeah.
Exactly. He's not as good as Tavik. But he does have that deep hero pool, that flexibility that Lunatic-Hai, with their kind of binary strategies, really could use right now and can use in the future, too.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I'm curious what we're going to see from both of these guys on our first map, Control, because in Misfits' last match, they were running triple DPS, Genji, Tracer, Pharah, so they have that flexibility to really bring us a lot of different combinations of heroes, and I think that's really exciting. And Misfits, they need to use that element of surprise, because if they are static in their compositions, I think this is going to be a pretty easy win for Lunatic-Hai. They've got to be very protean in their ability to react to their opponents.
I mean, the interesting thing about Lunatic-Hai recently, too, is that they've had that, hyper-aggressive offense that we're used to, but they've also had more of a patient, thoughtful defense than we've seen from them in the past. They've been playing a lot of that triple tank. It's been working well. Let's get to know a bit more.
경기가 주는 의미가 크죠? 네, 정말 중요한 경기예요.
네. So the strong point of Lunatic-Hai is that they have a lot of players now who are specialty players in a way. They have Miro on Winston, they have Ri Jo-hong on Ana, and who are you on Genji?
유재영 선수와 후아유 선수가 겐지, 아나 호흡이 되게 좋거든요. 팀 색깔도 많이 바뀐 것 같아요.
후아유와 류재홍의 케미, 둘의 포커싱이 너무 좋아요. 완벽해요.
그 전에 저희가 못했던 막 겐지로 막 돌진 조합 같은 것도 이제 가능해졌거든요.
So we just tried to practice a lot versus dive composition-based teams.
저희가 IM 때 미스핏이랑 이겨봤거든요. 그렇기 때문에 자신감이 있어요, 일단.
혼자밖에 없었는데 대지분쇄 써버리고 혼자 공수고 돌진해버렸기 때문에 그냥 국낭비가 됐고 리인포스가 무리가 좀 있었습니다.
Yeah, I'm aware that the Korean players call me Lotte Force, but since then I've tried to tone it down and try to be more of a complete player because I can't just be aggressive and be successful all the time. I embrace the name Lotte Force, but to me it's not about luck.
항상 탱커 라인이 뭔가 보고 있으면 조마조마한 느낌이 들 수가 없어요. 네. 하지만 지금은 라인하르트 싸움에서도 미로 선수가 꽤 폼이 많이 올라왔네요. 많이 올라갔어요.
맞아요.
It's really fun to play against Miro because I always have good games versus him. He's kind of lacking on his Reinhardt, so I'm looking forward to smashing him.
미로는 라인도 이제 잘하고 윈스턴은 뭐 말할 것도 없이 잘하기 때문에 콩라인이 어떻게 보면 좋은 건 아니잖아요. 맨날 준우승만 한 건데 저희도 진짜 너무 우승하고 싶거든요. 엄청 간절해요. 팬분들이 진짜 엄청 믿어주시고 응원해주시는데 저희가 이번에 좋은 성적으로 보답해드릴 수 있도록 하겠습니다. 사랑합니다.
I really feel that we can make it to the quarterfinals. Hey Miro, I'm coming for you. Fighting!
Oh boy, here we go, guys. Misfits versus Lunatic-Hai. You can hear the fans reacting to certain things in that video.
I love the
making the ladies swoon, I guess, that Miro and Eska.
I love the Lotto Force nickname for Reinforced. He is a gambler. Let's be real.
No doubt.
He takes some risky charges. Sometimes they win you a point, sometimes they lose you one. That's very much in his nature, where he does like to put it all on black or all on red sometimes. You get that 50-50.
He's like, if my charge is off cooldown, I will die. I must charge all the time. Not die in game, die in real life.
His Reinhardt has one of those bombs that's like the one in Speed.
That's right.
He's not going at a certain
true.
velocity.
If this
he
Reinhardt
explodes.
drops below 50 miles an hour, it's going to explode. Yeah. I think that's exactly what's going on, man. Dennis Hopper came back just to put a bomb on Reinforce's Reinhardt. It's true. Welcome back, Dennis.
Well, you weren't missed very much.
I miss. Are you kidding me? One of the great character actors of our time. Easily. Let's move on.
Yeah, we're going to get an argument about that, so let's not do that.
Well, you didn't like King Koopa? You know, like the bad guy in Waterworld, whatever his name was? Come on, man.
What a string of successful movies he had.
Awesome characters don't necessarily need successful movies, not in my book. Well, there's Eska, again, back after the team lost Dean and Taejun due to some internet controversy, we'll just call it that. And this team has been on fire.
And the studio is packed. You could hear the cheers.
Oh, yeah.
Easily Korea's darlings. And they are looking to make it out of this group. Again, any real result here besides getting 0-3'd, we'll see them at least having a shot at those quarterfinals.
That's right. And apparently Miro and Toby have birthdays coming up pretty soon. The fans in the audience celebrating that. But, you know, we were given delicious fresh fruit cups by fans of Zumba. Yeah. So I don't think he has a birthday coming up soon. I think they just like Zumba, and they like us, too.
And we did hear Lunatic-Hai mention the results of I Am Gyeonggi. Well, we have seen some pretty significant roster shifts since then on Lunatic-Hai, plus the fact that that was immediately after the French-Swedish shuffle between Rogue and Misfits.
I agree. I really don't think you can count I Am Gyeonggi results. Because if that were the case, we'd have to remind Lunatic-Hai that they lost to LW Blue in that tournament, too. I don't know if they want us to do that.
Eat that logic, Lunatic-Hai.
No, they did get their revenge.
They did.
They did get their revenge.
But yes, them using it as a result, as a point of contention is kind of hilarious, given that they are also in a group with LW Blue.
You know, though, going by that logic even further, that would mean that Misfits would get their IEM revenge against Lunatic-Hai today. So they really don't want to mention IEM Gyeonggi. If you're Lunatic-Hai, just forget that tournament. They may have doomed themselves already. Well, Miro, of course, with that Winston, but, you know, they are right. He has become a pretty solid Reinhardt as well. No doubt we'll be seeing it today. But Misfits, man, what a amount of pressure on these guys to have to beat a team like Lunatic-Hai 3-0 to just get into playoffs. And yeah, I mean, you could go to tiebreakers with a 3-1, but that's, again, in a group like this, you do not want to do the tiebreakers. So I think for Misfits, it's 3-0 or bust today.
Just goes to show how important every map is in this tournament, because had they even won one more and lost 2-3 to LW Blue, we'd be looking at a very different set of possibilities for them to escape this group. And they've got to start it strong. They have to win this first map on Ilios if they want to guarantee themselves a playoff spot.
That's right. Manitin's wearing his Manitin's hat, which is made for him by a Korean fan, actually.
It's great.
I don't know why they use the Transformers font, but it's still a cool hat. I appreciate it. But
it's because he transforms into a badass in the server.
He does. That's true. That's obvious. Lunatic-Hai trying to make it to the playoffs. They're in a good spot to do it, but if they lose 0-3 today, they will not make it in the playoffs. It's a crazy day. We're just going to have to sit back, wait and see what happens. Time to go to Ilios and see who takes the early lead. It's game time.
I get it.
All right, welcome to Ilios. The base was bumping, but now it's only going to come from Toby on that Lucio.
Yeah, Zave might be going with the Mercy, so
yeah.
We have seen a lot of Pharah from Misfits.
You know, it looks like that windmill has solar panels for.
It does.
That's a great idea.
No, that's a terrible idea, because then you have to power the solar panels that are turning the windmill, I guess, a little bit, maybe. Why? But it'll be in shadow some of the time too.
One can power the other, and the free energy, right? That's an unlimited energy machine, right there.
It's double energy. You get the energy from the wind and the energy from the solar panels at the same time. It's
and
double
then
down.
You forgot one source of energy though. Energized by Hot Six.
Thanks, Noah. Great sponsor shout out.
Thank you.
Well done.
Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome, Hot Six. Anytime. Vic on the Pharah getting pushed back a little bit.
Anticipating the dive composition, Pharah is going to be good against this as long as he can stay out of Jae-Hong's sights, which is oftentimes easier said than done.
Whoa,
but hello,
that
Hero
is
going to get, looks like, bumped off by an E there.
That's going to definitely work. And Tavik really destroying people with this Pharah. Manitin's cleaning up on the Tracer as well. Zava just floating around, keeping people alive, except for Manitin's. Keep him alive.
Problem is that Tvik actually has to get onto this point. There were some pretty big plays that were made. Toby got a pretty crucial boop there on Manitins during that fight, so a lot of trade kills going around so far. Miro trying to get some, rake him with a little bit of lightning in midair.
Yeah. Wow, and Lunatic-Hai, all right. Trying to take the point. They're still the ones building the control meter right now. Misfits having trouble just kind of being on the point with this hypermobile composition. Finally, though, they will start taking it. Looks like they'll get it first.
And Tvik untouched throughout most of that. And what is Lunatic-Hai's answer going to be? They have run Eska on Soldier for a lot of the time. So with this composition, the only real threat to Tvik is going to be Jaehong. And that means that Reinforce, his job is to stay on top of Jaehong to make sure that Tvik can maximize his damage. Now he did that. He actually got the kill onto Jaehong last time. Is this just going to be him walking up to Jaehong right now? And that's a nice solo kill.
Yeah, Jaehong focusing on keeping people healed. Didn't have time to go after Tvik and fight the threat, but he's going to pay for it. Sound barrier used by Lunatic-Hai, but I think it's a little bit late maybe to get anything done here. They do flip the point, but they may just lose it again soon.
Yeah, that's the issue. Is Tvik can get a lot of kills, but at some point he actually has to contest that point, right?
Fair enough.
We're going to see Manitins there on the Tracer, zipping in and out, holding it.
Well, we've seen Who Are You be very good at chasing down Faraz in the past, and he's going after Tvik right now. Does a good job of forcing him away.
Yes, but on Oasis, so that it's like more terrain specific, I think. But he tries a little bit too hard right there. It gets blindsided.
Yeah, wow, whole hog used by Zunba. Getting a little bit low now. Tvik coming back in with the Pharah. Zumba goes down fairly soon, but there's a Primal Rage for Miro. You got to get away from that monkey. Wow, 2 mid-air hits, 3 mid-air hits. See ya.
He gets
he's back. You got that cooldown, man.
Wow.
I will never question a decision made by Miro on
That
Winston.
was so sick.
What a pro.
I can't believe he knew exactly how far out he could go and punch that mid-air Mercy to get back on the map. Constantly amazing. And you know what's so sad, though? Every time I see Miro do this, I'm like, I'm going to play Winston. And then I just die instantly.
I know, right?
Every time.
Yeah, you're not Miro, you know?
I'm definitely not Miro.
You're not Miro. Nobody else out there is Taimu's Widowmaker. You're not Saya Player's Tracer. It's just how it is. It's just life. Who Are You? Pulls out the Nano Blade. Time to find somebody. Hopefully, eventually, Zebasai goes down. Where are the other kills? Looks like he might be able to get one here on the Nevix. Yep.
Less effective than they would have liked, though.
Yeah.
However, Miro will be hit by Manitin's Pulse Bomb. Rez comes through for Zave.
And they may have this point again if they can just finish off Eska. And it looks like they do, so they'll get the control percent building 96% right now for Lunatic-Hai, though.
Pretty big investment, though. Lunatic-Hai threw all their ultimates in only to lose the point. So look at the ult economy. They're playing from behind that res at the moment, and Misfits sitting pretty as it stands right now. They're going to have very good value out of this sound barrier from Toby.
A little bit surprised to see Zunba on the Roadhog this time around. Gonna get hooked. And he's gonna, he who hooks first dies first. The old Roadhog rule.
Especially if you already have a sound barrier on you, so
that helps too.
The value was definitely there.
Yep. Chasing down Manitins now. Manitins gets a kill into Zunba though with the Pulse Bomb before things are all said and done. You're getting pretty close to his ult, but he's got to worry about Reinforce doing the Primal Rage thing himself. And Reinforce just kind of bouncing around the point, but not really getting a ton done. Lunatic-Hai still just waiting for that overtime to go down so they can win the point. Tvik is back. Oh, he goes down, though. Who Are You meanwhile gets 2 kills as well, and that is point A going to Lunatic-Hai.
Now first point down. The magic number for Lunatic-Hai is 1 to keep themselves alive. They only have to win 1 map to get into minimum a tiebreaker scenario. They win 2, they're through.
Yeah.
So they're 1 point up right now, 1 point away from that crucial 1 map win. Throughout that match, Tvik did a lot of work on the Pharah, but the problem is even though he was getting kills, the rest of Lunatic-Hai were bouncing around inside the structures on either side of Well, and they weren't able to cap it. So it looked good, but the end result is not actually the way that you win these control point maps.
I mean, that's a big thing to consider too in your own games. I mean, if you're going to play that Pharah, you have to realize that you have to think about who's going to take the point.
Well, the Mercy too, right? And that's the big problem. You don't have the Lucio. If you're committing to that far Mercy, that's when it gets problematic. At times, Lunatic-Hai just going to go with their standard dive composition here. Nothing too Weird. Tvik now on the Soldier instead.
The on board with Who Are You as he goes after vulnerable Ana, but gets taken down by Tvik. Meanwhile, Miro on his own. We're kind of filtering in one by one here in this early fight, and that may give Misfits the point first. They got it first last time too, though, and we saw how that turned out. Early lead either way for Misfits. Ruins.
Very one-sided fight, though.
Yeah. Well, they got Who Are You very early, and Miro dove deep with no support. That's what happens.
Okay, so Miro actually going to swap to the Reinhardt now. Done with the shenanigans on the Winston. Afraid of that damage from the back line, and now Eska looking for opportunity to use this Pulse Bomb. Nano Boost goes down.
There we go. Nano Boost, though. Yep. Preventing a lot of the damage. I think the Pulse Bomb missed. I don't think he got the stick there. Oh, he's not going to live either as Nevix completes the kill with the Ana. Misfits holding for the moment anyway. Who Are You coming in? He's pulling up the Dragon Blade, but he's only got half health. Still, ooh, can't quite make it work. Epicide gets a kill into Toby during all of that as well. They've managed to kind of shut down Who Are You this series so far, and even though they lost that first point, it's working well.
Well, they have the Roadhog hook, they have the Zarya beam to make it through the Reflect.
Yeah.
So tools there, especially since Epicide has had a high charge, but that was a big and late commitment from Lunatic-Hai to use both the Dragon Blade and the Nano Boost.
I was surprised
on that particular play.
Yeah, it did seem overly optimistic to pull out the Dragon Blade when you're at half health already, when you don't really have the support. They're going to go ahead and use the Graviton Surge. Misfits trying to use those ults sparingly.
That's smart.
Yep.
Just use the one and have Nevix drop his Nano Boost as well, so I guess 2 there. Full. Oh, the whole hog. Never mind. 3 Doa. 3. I can count the ults.
Good job. That's why we keep you around. So we know I can't count, so somebody's got to do it. Lunatic-Hai trying to force their way over the point now, around the side. Tvik on the high ground. He's going to pop the tack visor, try to come in from behind. That is a sound barrier that he's contending with. He's not going to get a lot out of this one. Not really. A bit of damage. He keeps some people pinned down, but Lunatic-Hai has that point halfway taken. Who Are You pulling out the Dragon Blade now in a much better position to make that work, and they will be able to flip it at 99% for Misfits. Yeah, I mean, the defensive setup seemed clever, but they just kind of resulted in Tvik not doing anything that fight.
Well, had there not been a sound barrier, it would have been an entirely different story, but the sound barrier was popped. That was not communicated either that Lucio had the barrier up or that it was used, or it was just, frankly, unfortunate timing because...
I think that's what it was. It just happened at the same time, and then you just kind of go, well, what can you do?
So Jae-Hong ends up living in the end. Nice Earth Shatter from Miro. Not going to hit anybody as he's poofed off.
Yeah, avoid the charge, and they're actually going to return some kills here. Reinforced swings into one, and they're back on the point. There's the charge. It was off cooldown. What do you expect him to do? Of course.
The Lotto Force was pretty real right there, but it's a smart play. He's zoning people out. The options are either they're stuck back in that corridor with him swinging the hammer, or they're going to walk out into his charge. So that's just a nice predicted charge there. Yeah. Either way, he's going to be a winner. They have to walk back towards the rest of his team. So nice play, and ends up with Misfits on a convincing .2. They're still on their way to that 3-0 potentially that would lock up their spot as the #1 seed in Group B.
Yeah, they handled Who Are You. They had a very good defensive setup after they took the initial point. And now we are going to go to the 3rd point here on Ilios. See if that lighthouse, anything will change.
Worth noting that both of these teams have been a mixed bag on Control. Neither of them have looked particularly strong in this map type.
Yeah.
It's not like we expect one of these teams to win heavily here and not be as proficient on Escort or Hybrid or Assault.
Eska back on the Tracer again for the moment. Miro back on the Winston. Gonna try to get aggressive here. Meanwhile, Misfits takes the defensive high ground. Nice grab on the Miro. He gets the Zarya shield, but can't quite survive through all that damage. So Lunatic-Hai going to start things off shorthanded here. Uh-oh, really shorthanded. Eska goes down. Misfits cruising towards an early point take here.
Hook breaking, fortunately for Who Are You, but the Helix rocket straight to the face there for Eska, who has not been putting up a particularly good performance on this Tracer thus far.
Yeah, I agree. I'd like to see Eska swap to something like McCree or something a little bit.
He's played mostly Soldier this tournament.
Yeah, mostly May in the last match specifically, weirdly enough. But, you know, right now at least, the Tracer not working out too great. Trying to flip it, but the fight not working out. Miro being annoying on that high ground, going after Tvik for the moment. He's got the barrier as they try to flip the point back. Manitin's kind of on his own in the middle there. And who are you? Just on the periphery of the fight, looking for picks. Got to deal with that Soldier 76 right now. And whoa, Manitin's over the edge as he dies to Eska's Pulse Bomb. Lunatic-Hai getting the kills they're looking for. Who are you coming in, though? And it looks like they should be able to flip it now. Yeah, they will. Okay, so 40% built up for Misfits before Lunatic-Hai swap things.
Miro controlling the Soldier on the high ground, and this is the typical Miro trick. How many times have we seen him standing on the tops of doorways ready to rain lightning death on those who come through?
Oh yeah, oh, but he walks right into the team, has to dive out immediately. Who are you has the Dragon Blade. Pulls it out, he's going in. Gonna get some supports, we'll see. Nevix misses that sleep dart, gonna go down because of it. Where you claims his first victim. No other kills though. Without the Ana, oh, Zava did go down. Eska killing the other support, and it looks like they'll be able to keep holding. Really solid defensive fight for Lunatic-Hai.
And that's the specialty of Lunatic-Hai, the divide and conquer. You scatter everybody around the map. They clean up so well from those types of plays.
Very
And
true.
they're sitting back, taking the lead now in terms of the control percent. Zunba waiting patiently with the Graviton Surge.
They've got so many ults to work with right now. They're in great shape here to win this one. Anything could happen, but I feel like Lunatic-Hai, I feel like it's their round to lose right now. Oh, going for an aggressive Graviton Surge behind the back, waiting for the big bang. Eska, oh, he blows through a lot of that sound barrier, gets a kill onto Manitins as well. Good start for Lunatic-Hai. Tvik comes back with a kill onto Toby, but Eska not done quite yet. They've at least managed to push Misfits back already. For the moment.
Take out supports, gets one on the backside, so Eska kill onto Nevix.
The Earthshatter came in for reinforce, but there was just no follow-up for Misfits, and that's a lost fight, and very likely a lost point here, as it's up to 85% already for Lunatic-Hai.
Misfits has another chance to push, though, and Lunatic-Hai used everything but the Nano Boost, so they have an opportunity. Misfits is coming up on a lot of ults, including a Nano Visor. They do have one opportunity to fight this back.
I don't know if they've got time, man. They got to be careful. Manitin's on the point right now. Misfits, they're already flipping it. Nano Boost onto Zunba. He gets a couple kills, though, before he goes down. Miro, meanwhile, takes out Reinforce, and that's going to be that, man. They can't take the point, and Lunatic-Hai will win Ilios and force at least a tiebreaker, even if Misfits wins 3-1 from here.
Lunatic-Hai's aggression right there was key. There was a very small window of time before the Nano Boost and the Attack Visor combination was going to be up. And at the end, Nevix dies with 97% on his ult. Had they not been so decisive about forcing the fight right then, it could have been a very different story. A few more seconds, a few more ults for Misfits, and they may have been able to turn that.
Yeah. Well, no doubt a disappointing loss for Misfits. That means they will not be able to just punch their ticket to the quarterfinals in this match. They still have a chance, though. If they can win it 3-1, they can still go to playoffs. But if they lose this next one, that's it.
Yeah, that's rough. It's got to be running the table here for Misfits. And now, for Lunatic-Hai fans, at the very least, they are safe from being knocked out of playoffs today.
Yeah.
Minimum, they go to that tiebreaker. As they reinforce with the play of the game.
Well, that makes it feel better, doesn't it? Probably not. It's entertaining for us.
Oh,
nice.
that was great.
Wow.
Oh, my. Oh.
Glad we got to see that one from the start. And then, of course, the charge. Hey, what do you know?
It was a very good charge at the end. They were really calculated. Shows reinforce thinking ahead about what the possible opportunities are for the team.
That's right. So we'll see what Misfits decides to choose for the next map. They get to pick the hybrid map that we go into now. It's a crucial choice. I mean, this is a map that will very much determine their future in this tournament.
And both of these teams thus far undefeated on hybrid maps.
Yeah.
Has been a strong point for both of them, and it will be Kings Row.
All right, Kings Row.
I like this. Even back when Tvik was on Rogue, we've seen some great Pharah play from him on Kings Row.
Yep.
And this is a map that I think really does lend itself to their strengths and their ability to play Pharah in the dive composition. So I like the selection from Misfits.
Well, they got to win. If they don't win here, they are not going to the playoffs. Simple as that.
Yeah, playing for pride at that point.
Yep. Lunatic-Hai, meanwhile, got to be happy to know that they will definitely be going to the playoffs.
Well, not necessarily. They still lose 3-1. Lunatic-Hai could still lose in the tiebreakers.
That is true. They are at least going to the tiebreakers. They can feel safe about that.
Their road will not end here today, no matter what happens.
That's right. Let's go to Kings Row and see if Misfits can tie things up or if Lunatic-Hai takes a 2-0 lead. I have to go to Kings Row and find out. Welcome to Kings Row. The spotlights you see in the background are to spot all those dirty Omnics and take them out.
Flying around at night.
That's right. Well, there's got to be flying Omnics. I mean, if you were an Omnic, wouldn't you do like the Iron Man thing and fly around with like rockets?
I totally would. That would be me.
I mean, Zenyatta floats, right? Global fans. Yeah. And they wish our Korean players a happy birthday as well.
All right. So he's zipping out of the subway tunnels now. Lunatic-Hai will be on defense first. Eska back on the soldier. And
right.
Typical 2-2-2 that we so frequently see from Lunatic-Hai. Who Are You is the... Oh, there's...
Hey. What do you know?
NVS and the management from Misfits.
That guy's got some good aim.
Well, he had good aim today, but unfortunately not enough to pull out that win.
Yeah.
But at least he's going to playoffs, so...
Had good aim, but not a good game.
Okay, so emotes now in the game, as we can see on the tournament server.
And sprays.
Tavik and his
What is
signature spray.
Ah, yes.
The signature Tavik spray.
Scary, though. All right, Tavik swapping off on the Hanzo now after the early Sonic arrow. Going over to the McCree.
So that's very interesting, actually. Maybe he's anticipating the Tracer?
Possible. I mean, it's also good against Who Are You on the Genji.
Sure. Oh,
There's
that's a nice pick.
Oh, yeah. Good to get Zimba out of the way early on. Misfits going to try to capitalize on this. Yeah, he's just hunting him down. Nice kill. Misfits suddenly on fire here, and this will probably be a very quick point A take. And Toby just waiting up there, doing the damage again. He's going to have to run. They got Miro as well. And I believe they killed J-Home throughout that. That is about as fast as you can take point A, isn't it?
Pretty much. They just walked up, got the crucial pick on Zunba, who must have been too far forward, and that's all she wrote, making it look very easy.
Man.
Tavik walking forward and dying on the McCree, but they're just creating space right now so that they will have some room to move the payload after it slowly rolls out of the garage. But this is going to be a sneaky tack visor from upper halls.
He's old, but sneaky.
He's old and crafty. Now he's going to wait. We've seen this actually from Kongdu. Very similar style of play.
All right, just going to fire some shots, I guess. A little bit too late. Oh, tack visor being used. And
okay, that's not how you actually play that.
No.
So how you play that, Doa, is you stop the cart on the turn and you attack. That's what Kongdu did. Now, if you do it that way, then the cart just keeps rolling around the corner and you don't have any targets for your attack visor.
Well,
so that was a rather pathetic flank. What could have turned out really well and up being kind of sad.
There was an attempt. That's what we got out of that. Meanwhile, Misfits just rolls through to point B here. Gonna have to win a pretty big fight here. There's a Graviton Surge. As Lunatic-Hai tries to come back, but they lose a lot of people to the Graviton Surge and the follow-up from Misfits. And they're almost there, man. There's Hook on to Zunba. A little bit more. Eska with the nano boost on him. Gonna try to finish it off.
The payload.
Zembasai! Oh, he can't quite last long enough.
Actually gets the kill, but Fan the Hammer takes him out in kind. Tavik rolling back into the subway right now. Oh, gets the spray down. Crucial.
Yeah.
He marks this territory as his own.
Needed, man. So Misfits had that about 1 meter away from taking point B, but finally Lunatic-Hai stalls them out, gets a little bit of time to regroup.
Zumba had the counter Graviton, and they made the most out of that, but the commitment was pretty big from Lunatic-Hai, and Misfits coming in with a substantial ult advantage and another nano boost nearly up.
That's right, reinforce. Oh, another big Earth Shatter comes through. There's the ultimate. Who Are You pushed back. Takes a bit of damage. I think they got a shield on there. Lunatic-Hai pops the sound barrier to just try to keep Misfits from winning this point here. Meanwhile, Tavik with the Deadeye. We'll see if he gets an opportunity. He takes out Jaehong And that's going to be plenty for them to take point B.
Nowhere for Jae-Hong to go, but that's what you expect when the Misfits have that kind of ult advantage in the start of a fight. Reinforced got 60% of an Earth Shatter back just by swinging away during that sound barrier. So
that happens.
Not too bad. You could really snowball those Reinhardt ults. If you have that opportunity, Tvik is too far forward and peeks out from behind that shield and pays for it quite quickly.
He's done that a couple times this map already. Sometimes you get the kills, you just get really excited. And then you realize that McCree doesn't actually have a lot of health.
It's interesting to see who are you flip over to the Roadhog now, because we've seen so very little of his hero pool for any length of time beyond that Genji.
Yeah, we got a little bit of Roadhog, a little bit of Pharah last match. They're just going to be content to push Misfits back for the moment with that whole hog. Just trying to gain more space. Not expecting to get any kills there, just trying to push him back.
Yeah, who are you used with the whole hog usage though, sacrifices an ult, and now this is going to have a lot of value.
That is a Graviton Hog
Goodbye.
along with the Nano Hog, the Nano Graviton Hog. Misfits going to get a lot of pushing done now as soon as they take down Toby, and they do that. So here comes the payload.
What insane value they got out of that. They destroyed Eska while he was using the attack visor also. Great combination there from Misfits.
It's desperation time.
Definitely is. Manitens is lurking, waiting for the hook. Nicely done.
Wow, perfect. Miro already so low they can get him easily. And now Lunatic-Hai exposed without that Reinhardt shield. Everybody piling onto the payload, trying to stop Misfits from getting it there. It's going to be tough, though. Toby looking for the boobs, not finding him. Oh, he gets the sound barrier off, though.
He got 2 kills with his right click. So,
crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
They actually hold on to this just
Hero
barely.
Lucio. Hero Lucio.
0.95 meters as the boop onto Manitens will finish things off.
It's a good day to be Lucio in Apex, isn't it?
It really is. Toby, man, he is such a clutch player. We've seen him at the end of Anubis, the only one left alive on the point. When you really need him to stall, he almost always delivers.
Yeah. We've seen him do this before. That is very true.
Now Misfits in a much worse position.
Reinforced in a pretty bad position himself. He was really far forward. Lost a lot of health on that Reinhardt shield.
Zimba has the ult. CC combo with the first Shatter can't come through. Pushing him back. Shatter first.
Boy. They're not even going to need the Graviton Surge here. Yeah.
That was smart. Really good patience from Zunba.
Yep.
Not committing to the Graviton once he saw that the Earth Shatter landed, realizing they were going to be able to kill that Reinhardt quickly.
Well,
some solid focus fire. Who are you back on the Genji and already with the Dragon Blade?
Yeah, Lunatic-Hai, really struggled in the first 2 stages, but they've finally gotten themselves a good hold. They've been able to hold off Misfits pretty effectively here on point C.
We saw some time, but everybody is heading towards an apocalyptic 5-6 ult battle right now.
There we go. Ultimate's coming in. Lunatic-Hai looking for the big bang. Eska can't quite get the kills with it as Misfits did drop the sound barrier. Vic gets a kill on Who Are You. That's pretty crucial. Without that Genji, they're in trouble. Zebasai coming in with the nano-boosted Zarya. He's got the Graviton Surge as well. He can keep people locked away from the point if he needs to handle respawns. With the Biotic Grenade, though. Be careful. Lunatic-Hai is still trying to disrupt the backline. There's Eska, rather. Who Are You with the Dragon Blade gets a kill into Tvik. Nevix falls as well. Crucial picks for Who Are You.
If he had not gotten those kills right there, he would have looked like a fool for using that Dragon Blade when they were so far behind.
Yep.
They had already committed early in the fight to a lot of ultimates that were ineffective. The Pulse Bomb didn't work out. The Big Bang combo with the Graviton Surge because they plunged it directly into a sound barrier. But man, Who Are You saving their skins on what was looking like an overwhelming victory for Misfits. But Misfits,
A lot of ults.
they only use sound barriers, so they've got another chance.
Graviton Hog again. Sound barriers going through for both teams right now. Manitens pushing everybody back, but Who Are You getting 2 kills already? Manitens gets a bit of revenge. He's so low, though. Has to hide. I don't think they can push this one. No, Lunatic-Hai gonna end up ahead in this fight, and with only 30 seconds left, Misfits in big trouble.
Everybody
Big
over the
trouble.
edge again.
Yeah, they realize they have to reset fast.
Yeah, well, they have Electric Cowboy. That's all they've got. Will they use it with the Deadeye to try and zone them off the payload? Are they going to try and nano boost reinforce so that he has a chance here to build up to a quick shatter?
Yeah.
Toby switching over to the Bastion, and here comes the cheese.
That's right. He has to be where he can actually shoot people.
He didn't
though.
switch his spray.
Oh, Well, they should be disqualified right there. Yeah, just firing away that Reinhardt shield. Tvik, oh, he's hit! He's hit with the sleep dart when he gets a nano boost. Tragic for Misfits. How do they win a fight now? The answer is, I don't know, because they probably can't. Tvik gets a kill, and who are you, though? They're fighting back. Maybe, just maybe, they can scrap their way to a win on this one, but no. Not with Eska, not with that tac visor coming out. A definitive fight. Overtime has begun, and Misfits left with no real way to push this payload. And that is the end of the tournament for Misfits. They will not be going to playoffs.
Well, we have to see the attack first.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Whoa, I got ahead of myself there, but
yeah,
man.
It was an exciting push. They did get within 1 meter, but that play at the end there, because that was the last hope that Misfits had. It was a good read by Lunatic-Hai. Jaehong hits the clutch sleep dart right before the Zarya shield can hit the Cowboy. He was lying on the ground with the Zarya shield on him. So not only did you nullify the Deadeye, you nullified the nano boost, and you nullified the projectile barrier from Zarya. Great value for a single sleep dart from Jaehong, and just that's one of those split-second plays that you can get that entirely shuts you down. But Lunatic-Hai, good at knowing which ultimates are up. They knew what the play was coming in from Misfits, and they were very quick to react on it. Hadn't seen Deadeye in a long time. Jaehong had his sights set on Tvik from the start of that play.
That's right. So now we do flip, and Misfits with a chance here.
Yeah, it's 1 meter. It was 0.95 meters away from the end for Misfits. So for all intents and purposes, it will have to be a 3-point take for Lunatic-Hai. So still a chance.
Fairly good chance, actually.
Back on the McCree for the
I love this
defense.
push.
Now see if he can take out the likes of Who Are You early. Who Are You seeming like he wants to go for the Pharah.
Sava just hanging out, listening for footsteps, trying to gather some intel.
Lucio Sonar, alive and well, of course. He's trying to see what's going on up there. Oops, couldn't quite make it up.
Close. All right, Jaehong on the Zenyatta now, too. And we may see Eska, on the Mei. They do like running the Mei on offense on this map, so not too surprising to see that there. And who are you on the Pharah? You know, again, the two heroes he played beyond Genji were Pharah and Roadhog in the last match. Wasn't much, but it was a bit.
Reinforce out further than most Reinhardts that we would see, especially
hey man, it's
a
Reinforce.
lot of rockets in the line of sight. Eska bouncing around the side right here. No opportunities for a good wall quite yet.
Eska's a pretty amazing Mei player.
Mika's getting hit by a lot of these rockets. Oh!
Well, all right, they got the pick on the Manitins. Hit with that rocket. Misfits in a little bit of trouble. Eska has to go ice block, nearly taken out by Tvik. After being hit by that flashbang. One more on Who Are You? Tvik gets it. That Pharah did not last long. Now he's trying to chase down the Zenyatta. There's the headshot. He knew he landed that flashbang. Jaehong not lasting.
He's got to be a monster, though. Zunba's low, but he can't get that close.
That's right. The respawns are so slow here from this point, but Zebasai manages to get back there with the nano boost.
Oh,
they will actually hold. Wow. Only one tick taken on the control meter, too. I'm a little bit surprised.
Tvik saved that so hard by getting rid of the healing and the Pharah so they could retake the point. Zunba also unable to play aggressively, and he wasn't going to commit to getting within range of the Mei or the Reinhardt. Gets Eska on the Mei as well, so huge counterplay from Tvik in order to hold this just barely.
Well, Jaehong keeping an eye out for Tvik. Yeah, you can see, he saw Tvik on the high ground, immediately put the Orb of Harmony onto the Pharah. Meanwhile, Tvik does go down. There's a barrage. This one's going to be a bit easier for Lunatic-Hai now. 3 kills for Who Are You? You ask him if he can play characters other than Genji? Well, there you go.
Like the little salute at the end, too. Who are you? Finally.
And this kid is young, too. He's like 15 or 16 or something like that. Already such a talent in this game.
We have a lot of very young, very skilled players in Korea. It's always been the way with esports. A lot of players will start their careers at 15 or 16 and then proceed from there.
Yeah, the god of StarCraft, Flash, won his first tournament at 15.
Yeah, Faker won at 16.
Yeah.
So, not unusual at all.
Sure enough. Lunatic-Hai pushing forward. Took him a little bit longer than it took Misfits to take that point A.
Sneaky, flank with the Blizzard.
Yep. Wow, gonna drop the Blizzard right away. Ooh, barely gets into the ice block. in time. Where's the follow-up?
Okay, that
was
looks
a bit awkward.
Looks like
awkward.
people were not quite ready for that on his team, but they will be ready for this Earth Shatter.
Oh, man. There's a follow-up, and, man, Lunatic-Hai just crushes Misfits in this fight.
I like Tavik stepping up there and just like eliminating Who Are You, ignoring everybody on the ground, killing him around him.
He's got a job. He's got a
He's
job.
like, I did my job.
His job is to kill the Pharaoh. Yeah, that's right. When everyone's dead, you're like, well, guys, I did my part.
It's actually okay. Lunatic-Hai used a lot of ults on that bush. Misfits riding up at 6 now, so they should be able to stall out here in streets for another minute or two, as long as nothing goes terribly wrong for them. Who Are You going to switch over to the Genji for the last phase of this map?
All right, well, there's a Transcendence immediately after the ult train begins. Still, though, the Deadeye does take down Zumba. Manitins gets a pick onto Who Are You. Electric Cowboy coming in, doing more damage, just trying to push Lunatic-Hai back, and it looks like they'll be able to hold that payload for now.
And Transcendence is great and all, but it doesn't actually help people not die to Deadeye.
That is true.
So you just burst them straight through that.
It's good against a lot of things, but Deadeye... well, actually, I mean, what you can do is you can do it and you can run right in front of the McCree and block the shots.
Yes.
You can do that, but when you're in the Graviton Surge, your options are limited.
Bad times.
Yeah.
Who Are You coming from up top one more time? Misfits pretty conservative on their ults, still with 3 remaining, still having that advantage.
Yep.
After Lunatic-Hai did botch a lot of their ult economy.
Genji's not reflecting, and he just does the animation. It just looks like he's rapidly waving it. It's like, hey, I'm Genji. Ooh, here we go. Bigger Shatter comes in. Sound Barrier for Lunatic-Hai, though. Sound Barrier for Misfits as well. Everybody trying to stay safe. There's Reinforce with another charge coming in. Manitins with the whole hog. And it looks like they'll be able to hold the payload again for the moment. Who Are You coming back with a couple kills, though?
Yeah, he is. Sleep
Manitins
dart onto Manitins as this cart creeps forward. Misfits lost a lot, and now Lunatic-Hai back in control of the ult wars and certainly going to send it into the Foundry phase, considering they have the Blizzard and the Graviton Surge.
They won that long grinding fight.
All right, Tavik on the Pharah now, so mixing it up once again. No long-range damage besides the Ana for Lunatic-Hai. I like the pick.
Reinforce charge in. There's a Graviton Surge for Lunatic-Hai. Who Are You going to try to capitalize with the Dragon Blade? Zimba gets a couple as well. Oh, goodbye, Nevix. And Misfits is in huge trouble here.
Tavik's on the run. Can he actually make it around this corner? Yes, going to get healed.
So close.
So close, but chasing him all the way back. He will regroup with his team. This is really going to come down to the last meter here, Doa. We are approaching point 3, and there's still 2 minutes and a half left.
Yeah, Eska comes in with the Blizzard, and that gold square represents Misfits' future in this tournament. If the payload gets there, it's over. Tavik with the kills, though.
Tavik nano boosted to pick a few up, has to worry about that Zarya beam.
Yeah.
Dodges back in, gets out of range, and pops his way back over to the payload.
And they'll hold for the moment, anyway. And they do have, they're going to force a reset from Miro. A little bit of time bought, 2 minutes remaining for Lunatic-Hai to win this map. And
he's going underneath, back around.
To be safe.
Okay, so let's take stock of this situation a little bit. Tavik nearly up at that barrage. They have the combo with the Graviton Surge.
Yep.
Lunatic-Hai nearly there with the sound barrier. They might want to wait for that. Eska now onto the McCree.
Wow, that's a lobbed-in Graviton Surge, but Tavik right there with the barrage. Who Are You reflects it into him,
Reflect onto the barrage.
He got 1 kill before it got reflected into him, though. Big Earth Shatter comes in, and Lunatic-Hai crushes the end of that fight.
He didn't even see Who Are You coming. They knew where the Pharah was, and he pops up over the ledge, and now it's do or die time.
That's right.
1.7 meters for Misfits in this tournament.
Eska no kills. Oh, now he gets one onto Nevix. This is big, man. The payload nearly there. It's going to make it. And Lunatic-Hai going to the playoffs, and they have knocked Misfits out.
And not only going to that playoffs in first place, they can lose the rest of the maps. They can lose this series, and they will still be in first place.
Yeah.
So that's it. Unfortunately, the Swedish dreams are over here at Apex Season 2, and Lunatic-Hai will keep on rolling.
Yep, the best of 5 will continue after the break, but as far as this group stage goes, it's over in Group B.
Yeah, unfortunate for Misfits, but outclassed on both of those maps. As much work as Tavik can do. You look at how much damage Lunatic-Hai was doing with their tank line and with their ult combinations.
Yep. So now you play for pride at this point.
Play for pride. You could still win, Misfits. You could still
Sure.
go home with a 2-1 record.
Yep. Just because of the way the game score shakes out,
Yeah.
now Misfits is eliminated from playoff contention.
Yeah, that's right. They would still be tied in points with LW Blue, but they lost the head-to-head, so that's why.
That's right.
Even if they win 3-2, it's still lights out for them.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with map number 3. Don't miss it, guys. We'll return to Apex Season 2 right after this quick break. Misfits versus Lunatic-Hai. See if Lunatic-Hai can close it out, or if Misfits has a little bit of fight left in him. We'll find out. Don't go anywhere. And we are back on Overwatch Apex Season 2 with Doa and Monte Cristo. And it's a bit sad for Misfits, a bit tragic. They will not be going to the playoffs, but they still have a chance to win this match at least, come away with a bit of pride intact. But they are currently down 0-2 versus Lunatic-Hai going into our third map.
And they were pretty convincingly beaten on King's Row also. It looked all right for them at the start of their attack, but it stalled out near the end, and smooth sailing for the most part for Lunatic-Hai, in spite of not really having the greatest use of ultimates, particularly Eska's Mei. That was a little bizarre what he was trying to do in the Streets phase. Really dropped the ball on that one, both literally, I suppose, and metaphorically.
Ice ball.
The ice ball.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what Misfits decides to choose for their third battleground. It's, of course, going to be an assault map, Temple of Anubis or Hanamura. Going to be Temple of Anubis. No shock there.
Well, this is a map that Lunatic-Hai has done extremely well on, and Lunatic-Hai has been undefeated in their 2 best-of-3s so far on the assault map. It's certainly a specialty, but
like, Temple of Anubis is a map, one of the maps that Lunatic-Hai built their reputation around. This is like one of their
really
premier maps. Yeah, so it's a brave move for Misfits to pick that against them. We'll see how it goes.
One of the things that makes Lunatic-Hai so good at these assault maps is because they specialize in highly mobile dive compositions, and so many of these assault maps have a lot of high ground and verticality around the control points that they take advantage of particularly well.
That's right. Well, again, a battle for pride, a battle for honor, a battle for glory. Misfits, see if they can get a bit of momentum going back in this series, or if Lunatic-Hai will close it out with a 3-0. Let's go to Temple of Anubis and see what happens.
I get it.
All right. Well, I get it, but that doesn't mean I have to like it.
Well,
You aren't the boss of me, Techno Voice.
I think for most of our audience, Doa, there hasn't been a lot to like tonight. It's been
a rough night for the global teams, hasn't it?
it's been a rough night for the West. The
Yeah.
Korean teams have delivered a fairly decisive spanking onto the collective bottoms of North America and Europe so far. Well, actually, it's just Europe and Thailand. Just kidding. We don't have North American players today.
That's a very good point. That's a sad but good point.
Of course, there we go. The Blizzard crew here from
Darth Nate himself.
Is that what we refer to it as now?
That's his name in Discord. So yeah, I guess so. Well, it's we need Aragorn to show up, right? He's good at inspiring men of the West. So if he were here right now,
if only Aragorn were here.
I know.
To save the West.
We need the king to return. Where's the king that was promised? Well, those are some great pictures, but I didn't read what it said.
All right, Zebasai back onto the Widowmaker. That's a 6-man grenade, so Jae-Hong has 25% ult charge already.
Feels good, man.
That really does feel good if you're an Ana player. And who are you? Just going to start dueling with Tavik on the high ground Ninja Wars commencing.
Yep. Who's going to be the real, not American Ninja Warrior? It's definitely not that. I was going to say American Ninja Warrior, but no Americans here. Oh, Zebasai is unloading into Miro. Wow, they're going to get the kill there. Misfits getting a few early ones here.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
But Reinforced finding Eska in that back line. Looks like this Torbjorn will not be very effective on point A as Tavik gets the D-suit onto Zunba. Zunba desperately seeks death in the waiting arms of a ninja. And that'll be it on point A.
Just imagining Sarah McLachlan singing in the arms of a ninja. You'll be dead. Ninjas don't wrap you in their arms usually. That's a boa constrictor, Monte Cristo. What are you talking about?
If only we had a snake hero.
Well, technically boa constrictors don't have arms either, but you get what I'm trying to say. You get the idea, right? Eska gets the kill on the Manitons. Yeah. You gonna add to that?
Nope, it's
okay.
Fight's over until Manitons comes back.
I wanted to give you a chance.
Zebasai maintaining his Widowmaker plate. There we go. Swapping over to the Zarya. Probably a better move considering their push has stalled out. Dragon Blade with the Nana boost. Up for Misfits. They have a window of time here. Make the most out of this play. Zebasai actually going to land on the Diva eventually.
Sai coming in, wants to knock Jaehong off that high ground. Meanwhile, Tavik pulling out the Dragon Blade. He's got the Nana boost. There's the Reflect. No sleep dart for him. Yeah, gets the kill onto Jaehong. Meanwhile, though, Lunatic-Hai getting a couple kills themselves. Misfits, they're going to go Primal Rage with Reinforce, and there's Toby doing Lucio things.
How many times have we seen Toby just sitting up there, skating on the Pharaoh's crown?
I live here now.
Saving the point.
Yeah.
Not that it was terribly necessary. The value that Misfits got off the Nano Blade was basically nothing.
Yep.
They got Jaehong, and that was it.
Oh, saw Reinforce charging down there. He's like, all right, I got to go now.
Let me get out of here.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Lunatic-Hai uses absolutely nothing to stop that push. So 6 ults, really the name of the game. They're conservative with these. You're looking at several minutes of holding now. Tavik wants to be on that Reaper versus... Okay, Miro's like, oh,
yeah,
I
nope.
need to get out of here.
Not want to be near that. Primal Rage, just going to be distracting. I'm really angry back here. Oh, knocks him onto the doorway. And Uryu does go down. Manitins, though, getting that pick. Oh, Miro manages to survive. He's really good at living on Winston. That's the impressive thing.
I'm not sure if I'm that impressed with what you did right there.
I'm impressed. He lived.
It's like, look at me, I'm a red monkey. Temporary distraction.
Oh, we're weaving back and forth. Zebasai fighting the 1v1. Meanwhile, Uryu pulls out the Nano Blade. Some kills, and yeah, it's another one fight for Lunatic-Hai, rather.
That's pretty good for Misfits, though. The value that they got for 3 ults. Oh, Zebasai, why did you resuit? Oh, come on.
I mean, it's just going to make it take longer. Yeah. Oh, boy.
You don't resuit
Now they're
in
gonna
that
hold him
situation.
Yep, and then they
Korean,
kill him.
Korean girl held hostage in Egyptian temple.
Yep. It's a horrible thing. That's going to make the news for sure. So sad. So sad.
Well, yeah, the resuiting there, I mean, no excuse for that one. Poor communication at best with the rest of his team.
It's hard to fight the instinct to live, though. I get that, you know?
It's true.
You want to live, but actually there you want to die. Tavik gets the kill into Jaehong. Good start with him on the Nano Boost. Misfits walking onto the point right now. They've got Lunatic-Hai in a bit of an awkward spot. Ooh, good long-range kill into Who Are You? Who said a shotgun isn't a long-range weapon? Come on. And they will soon, as soon as they kill Toby again.
Yeah, they kill
like,
Toby.
why are we not getting into control percent? Oh, it's the Lucio. Oh my gosh, he's still alive. No, he's not anymore. Misfits finally building that control percent, but what a delay. Tavik popping the Death Blossom. Good dodging in and out by Miro on that shield. Manitins with the kill into Who Are You in the end, though. It's still building. Control percent going up, and Misfits gets 2 points. Wow.
So while we were joking
Crazy.
about that, Doa, it was good for Misfits on their previous push to get 3 of those ultimates out. They slowly bled the ultimates out. They were coming back in with a pretty sizable ult economy, and they were able to translate that effectively into a win. So 3 minutes, 20 seconds, certainly a respectable time
Yeah.
on Anubis. Not sure how seriously Lunatic-Hai was playing that.
Yeah. It's debatable. But,
Especially with that Torbjorn from Toby on point A.
He's Torbjorn.
He's Torbjorn. Although I do love him living on top of the Pharaoh's crown.
Yep. I mean, it doesn't look very comfortable up there, but
It doesn't have to be. You can skate on any surface if you're Lucio.
you can even skate backwards now.
I would take a bit of discomfort to be able to skate 20 foot up on a wall, Doa. That sounds pretty fun.
That would be cool. You know, you can do that, though.
I cannot personally do that,
You
Doa.
could. With enough practice, you could be
I just
an
need
extreme rollerblading champion.
I would rather just have futuristic sticky rollerblades so I could do it without having the same degree of skill.
I'm sure somebody can Photoshop you doing sick moves on rollerblades. Somebody out there on the internet. I think we need to see what Monty Crystal would look like if he was a sick X Games gold medalist rollerblading, extreme rollerblading champion.
We can hope. I don't think that's in the future. I think I'm pretty much too old for that now, Doa.
One can dream, though.
Once you hit 30, your athletic dreams are over if you're not already well underway with your career, which I am certainly not.
Yeah, that's you're You're not on your way with your career yet? I'd say you're doing
My
pretty well in
athletic
esports,
career.
right?
Athletic career,
athletic career. Okay. Don't sell yourself short, man. Let's go on the Widowmaker. Maybe. Probably. Quite definitely. All right. Here we go.
Hello,
That
old
seems to
grenade
be
trick,
what just
but
happens
Nevix
all the
only
time.
got 10%,
Oh,
so
what a
sad
loser.
times. Did not hit all 6, and
Vic's
Tvik,
got to be very careful here.
yeah, he knows what's coming. He senses it. He sees the shurikens coming in, and now he is bobbing and weaving.
I'm a spry old man. Oh no. Oh, gets the heal in the end. This is not going well. Yeah.
Eska has not been the most amazing Widowmaker player that we've seen in this tournament, but you know what he did? He distracted him.
Aha! Aha! It was all part of the plan.
It was a ninja distraction.
That's right.
Gets the biotic field out of him, falls down, and
That's a
that's
fight
where the
Nevix,
kills
but-
comes in.
Yeah, that's right. Moving on to the point right now. Misfits, a lot of damage. Ooh, those supports are very vulnerable. Everybody's very vulnerable right now. It looks like Toby does get killed by the hook.
Reinforces like 1 HP.
I will die charging.
Well, any Reinhardt player knows that sometimes you're at 1 HP and you're against a Genji and you're like,
man.
maybe I can just get a kill.
Yeah. If you can pin him,
Got to pin to win.
he's not going to stab you while you're going through the air, is he?
That's
No.
the reinforced motto, pin to win.
That's right. Pin to win. All right, it's time.
Lots of time left. 6:45. We'll be looking for a better opportunity. Eska staying with the Widowmaker.
Interesting choice.
There is nobody. Misfits is running 4 tanks, so I mean, Widowmaker can just do this all day.
He's got the ultimate. Now he'll know where they all are.
Not really that necessary, but
Dragon Blade. Okay. Jae-Hong does go down fairly early. Reinforce. Yeah, man. Why not? Why not?
Just dashes straight into a Reinhardt hammer. Sad thing is whoa, nice job. Reinforce actually just cleans up that entire fight, even with a fire strike onto the Widowmaker. Fact is that there's not a whole lot of value for Genji against quad tanks because you do not get a ton of kills typically with your Dragon Blade under those circumstances, and this is smart. Eska going to change over to the Reaper, but you know what? They see that, and guess what comes out? It's going to be a Diva to stop any kind of close-range damage with that defensive matrix.
Genji as well. Here we go. Lunatic-Hai diving in again. They're going to have the Graviton Surge very soon. Wow, they use the Transcendence very early on. Reinforce does go down, though. There goes Manitins. Got to get back to the point and start building that control percent up. Zebeth side there on his own Zava. Zava, you know where Lucio needs to be. You got to get up there, man. That sound barrier, though, just trying to delay long enough for the respawns to come out. Zumba, though, the rest of them, they are handling the respawns. And this is starting to look a little bit grim, maybe, for Misfits. Manitin's on the Mei now, able to stall the control meter building for the moment.
By a significant amount, actually, resuiting on the Diva for Zebosai, even.
Okay. Well, the kills keep coming in from Lunatic-Hai, but the control meter's just not building. Who are you, finally? Going up on the high ground. Can you take out Zava? Yes, he can. Reinforce is still kind of on his own. And there's the kills. There we go. Control percent building now.
Wow.
This is a bit ridiculous.
Of course, it's always ridiculous with stall on 2CP, Doa.
Ah, yes.
How perfect can your target selection be if you're on attack, and how well can you live? Well, actually, Zunba hits a nice left click during the Dragon Blade. One threat eliminated.
Yeah, great tracking. Man, Zumba's just decided that they want to win this one now. Reinforce does get the kill into Toby. Gonna drop the Graviton Surge. There we go. And Zumba
Mei
just
is
cleaning
still
up here.
alive.
Oh, we've got a boosted Tracer now. Trying to make something happen to Vic on the Tracer. He is not going to, though. 2 kills from Miro. Hey, Zava's back on the high ground. It's been about a 5-minute fight at this point. Transcendence now. That's the second one of the fight for Jae-Hong. And they're getting the kills. There we go. It's building now. Reinforces back. There's Manitins on the Mei, too. Another sound barrier coming in. They blocked Zimba out of the fight with the Mei wall. That could end up being big. The Blizzard coming in for Misfits, though. Yeah, who are you? Pulls out the Dragon Blade. Again. And, oh, all right. Gets the kill on the Nevix. Jae-Hong, that's him. And Misfits, may have actually taken this back, but the fight is still going. There goes Manitins. It's the longest fight I've ever casted, by the way. Zava, get down from there. It's too high. You're going to hurt yourself.
He gets hurt more if he goes down onto the low ground, Noah. I think that's a lose-lose for him.
Pulse Bomb, Lunatic-Hai. If they actually do this will be the longest fight win I've ever seen in my life.
This is an intense
Mirror gets
stall
two. I
by
can't believe
Misfits.
they're still holding this.
Especially Manitins, who has survived for a really long time, every fight on the May.
Yeah, Vic throws out the pulse bomb for funsies. Recall back. Jaehong with another kill. There goes to Vic. They're still going. This is not done yet. Oh, now it is. Okay, Misfits finally gets the 2 points, but man, what a long fight. That was just, if anybody, asks me, hey, what are assault maps like in Overwatch? I'll just send them that clip.
Oh, boy.
Just gonna send them that one.
That's the worst of it, though. That was
insane,
look,
though.
to Misfits' credit, the fact that they were so staggered in their spawns actually worked to their favor in a lot of that stall, particularly since Manitins just refused to die on the May 3 or 4 times in a row.
Well, it's amazing, too, that Lunatic-Hai was able to stay on the point that long and
nearly
keep
turned.
everybody alive.
It nearly turned. They shut down some ultimates that could have gotten picks that would have slowly snowballed towards the defender's advantage. But it is, frankly, silly that you have to have that prolonged of perfect target selection in order to win on these 2 CP maps. In the end, though, hilariously, Lunatic-Hai actually has a slightly smaller time bank than Misfits, despite really taking the advantage on point B far sooner.
That's a good point. Yeah, time to hang out. Yo, what's up? Zave, just chilling out, checking out your base.
Are you role-playing as Lucio Doa?
Sometimes I do that, but usually not when anyone's around.
You do that in team chat?
Yeah, no, I try to do Soldier 76 stuff,
That's who you role-play?
Hey, why can't we speak English on this server? I don't do that. Well, I don't say that exact line. But I should. Reinforce already gets a Fire Strike kill on Jaehong. Whoa.
Well, Jaehong came through after getting hit by that biotic grenade. Didn't give himself enough time to actually shield up, so kind of deserved that. Tavik with the stutter stepping back into cover.
I'm so fast and sprightly. Misfits. Holding for the moment, anyway.
All right, Eska, I'm done with you playing this Widowmaker.
Yeah, I don't think it's working very well, as we saw.
It's okay. He's only a distraction. He's only
It's true.
keeping the attention of Tavik for who are you.
It's all part of the
He
plan.
learned. Tavik learned this time what happens.
It's all part of the plan.
Oh, he actually reflected that biotic grenade.
Yeah. Eska does get the kill on the Zebasai. Congratulations. Gets one. And Lunatic-Hai moving in slowly but surely now. But they have about 2 minutes remaining on this time bank round.
He's missing most of his shots onto the tanks. I'm not really feeling great about Eska's Widowmaker.
It's okay. Jaehong's the true sniper on this team. He kills Tavik, sets up a kill for Who Are You on the Zabe. Charge from Reinforce. They get the kill now. Manitins does go down. Lunatic-Hai looks like they might be able to claim this one now. Yeah. Goodbye, Zebasai. And that should be point A.
And this is looking good for Lunatic-Hai. 5 ults nearly up. Toby almost there. And Misfits optimistically looking at 3 for their defense. Once Manitins can get his up quite quickly. Of course, value of a Widowmaker ult, basically 0, especially in this scenario.
Yeah. There's not too many places they could be hiding. Defensive standpoint. Who are you? It's time to pull out the Dragon Blade, maybe. No, it's time for Tavik to go for the Tac Visor. Has a Nano Boost 2, gets 2 with that, so that's going to be a stronghold for Misfits to begin things with.
But there was so much used, though, and that's the scary thing. Reinforce used the Earth Shatter, 2 ults down.
Ooh, nice kill on Jaehong at the end. Really nice.
Only thing used by Lunatic-Hai was Miro's ultimate.
Yeah.
Lunatic-Hai still probably going to feel quite comfortable on their second push of this game. Very minimal investment. Eska will switch over to that McCree. Smart move, has more value. Tavik is sitting. He's waiting to see what they're going to swap to, and that's why he takes the Genji right now. He was looking to see if there were going to be changes made. He does find that out. He was trying to deal with that McCree in the back line.
Yep. All right, they've got the Graviton Surge, they've got the Dragon Blade. Zimba trying to position himself to come in from behind. Has to be really careful, doesn't get absorbed. There's a sound barrier for Lunatic-Hai as they're going to commit here. 1 kill on Jaehong actually with the self-destruct, kind of surprising there. And they may just decide to back off with this one, we'll see, yeah. And they're just kind of fighting it out, slowly grinding forward here. They're getting kills. There's the Graviton Surge now. D.Va was out of the way, she wasn't close enough. Were you looking for a little bit more?
Wow, there's a flashbang right onto Tvik. So Eska hitting that big blade was hurted there by Who Are You during the ultimate. Deadeye gonna actually pick up Nevix as Reinforce comes in too far with the shield. Didn't realize.
That is tragic, man. 2 kills for Eska already. May not be great on the Widowmaker this game, but man, he's delivering on the McCree now and begun the longest fight has. Lunatic-Hai trying their best.
In overtime, this could be a crucial map-changing difference.
Oh,
but it's
they
not
get it.
going to be enough. Reinforced with the charge is not quite fast enough to get onto that point. So in 3 minutes and 4 seconds, Lunatic-Hai will take both points. A very fast attack.
Man.
And they will be confident about taking Anubis after that.
Oh, yeah. And if you're Misfits, I mean, what do you do? It's such a tough situation to be in because you're in this time bank. You have to score 2 points on Temple of Anubis. You know that even if you do, even if you manage to somehow win this map, you're still not going to the playoffs. It's a rough situation.
Yeah.
But they've been fighting it out.
It's tough to get over that mentally, too.
I'm sure.
When
yeah,
you're
I can't
playing,
imagine.
when there's nothing left, even a win for pride is the only thing you can get.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep wanting to play your hardest, for sure.
It is too bad. I mean, I feel like we did see, despite the fact that it ends here, we did see a lot of positive development from Misfits over the course of the season. And
it really is a bummer. They are clearly one of the top 8 teams in this tournament, and they are unfortunately not going to make it into the top 8.
It's just Group B. Group B was so hard. Easily the toughest group in the tournament. A little bad luck for Misfits to get in there, but we can see that they're one of the teams that made it that competitive.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Who Are You back on the Roadhog now for his defense. Not a Torbjorn to be seen. Instead, Toby going on the Mercy, which is quite odd considering the rest of their composition.
I think they just want to see if they can really go for a point A hold here. You may lose a fight, which Misfits did kind of roll through point A fairly fast last time, but maybe you can get the res too.
So triple DPS for Misfits.
Yep.
We've seen them run this more. They and Cloud9 like to run these sort of compositions. Eska actually wins the duel.
Oh man, Tvik gets a bit of revenge, but not before Eska does go down, or Zebasai goes down rather. Go for it.
Whoa.
There goes Jeon. Okay. Tvik wins a 1v1.
Yeah,
he's on the point
around
now.
convincingly, and he's actually going to get the kill on the Who Are You as well. Gets it from behind.
Apparently, Tvik is just going to carry here. Toby waiting for it. Didn't have the ultimate built up
He's
quite
still
yet.
alive.
Oh, he goes down.
Tvik, huge play, and they came in at the last second with the biotic grenade and the heals. He was at about 2 HP.
Massive solo carry from Tvik there, and he's showing he's not giving up on this one just yet.
Not only that, but he's got Dragon Blade, and Who Are You is switching to the Genji. That means that the ultimate bank here for Lunatic-Hai very low, and Misfits has got a lot of tools to work with.
Toby still doesn't even have res yet. I mean, this Mercy pick has not worked very well as of yet. Tvik pulling out the Dragon Blade, decides to go after Jaehong first, grabs the kill that he's looking for, now wants a bit more, got Zumba. Tvik just destroying Lunatic-Hai right now. Eska, where's the Reflect? Doesn't matter, they're building that control percent right now. Eska kind of on his own here, needs to be very careful. Manitins is really keeping him pinned. Flashbang misses, Manitins gets the kill. And Zebasai, yeah, you can kill people in one shot with Widowmaker, but you can't take points.
Yeah, you can't. He's trying to move up now, but he's not going to. Oh!
In the back.
On the fleeing Miro.
Yeah.
Gets something going. Who Are You going to leap over the side? Control still not moving upwards here as one person maintains control over the point, and with enough Misfits dead, they are going to have to back off. That may have been their last best chance, Doa, because now Lunatic-Hai, that had to switch off those heroes, that had a huge ult disadvantage, has come online. Who Are You is there with the Dragon Blade, and even though the initial kills came from Misfits, Who Are You was still picking up kills. He managed to assassinate Nevik somehow in the backline, which cut off their supply of healing and bought enough time for Lunatic-Hai to maintain control.
Well, they've got a minute left about to make something happen. Shun's got the sound barrier. Jaehong throwing at that. Here we go. Who Are You? Has the Dragon Blade. Goodbye, everybody. That fight could not have been more one-sided.
So that fight did involve the use of those 2 ultimates. Miro looks like he switched over to the Reinhardt, to reset a little bit there.
Eska's got the Deadeye. You never know. Not the greatest ultimate for Anubis Point B, but hey, it's something.
If you're on one side of the point and you can zone people off of it from undercover, you're going to be feeling all right.
You can do that.
You know, worst case, you can use it to break a Reinhardt shield or something of the like.
Sure. Here we go. Lunatic-Hai holding off the Misfits' assault. For the moment, Misfits approaching the sun very carefully. They know this is the last push. It's the last chance they've got. Got to make it work. Vic has the Dragon Blade.
Zabe got picked off though, so a little bit of a wait has to come, and Misfits now only has this one push.
They gotta go now. Zava coming in. He's got to speed boost him in. Trying to go on the side. There's a jump. Waiting for that sound barrier. They're on. Eska trying to zone. He's getting blocked though. Oh, he gets taken out by Tavik. Comes in. And Tavik with the nano boost. They're building that control meter. They've got kills. Sound barrier working wonders, but now they've got to fight the respawns. Meanwhile, still a few members of Lunatic-Hai left from the last one. There's the self-destruct. See if it picks anybody up. Nope. Eska gets the kill on the Manitins in the meanwhile, though. Zebasai trying to stand strong at the point. Tavik dancing around the outside. Who are you? Knocked down, knocked out. And there's the self-destruct. Zebasai dies before he's able to get back into the mech, though. Zunba finally popped out of his, and Zava just trying to make his way up the pillar. Oh, he can't quite do it, though, and that is it. Lunatic-Hai will win the match 3-0, and that's the end of the line for Misfits.
It's the end of the line for Misfits, and Lunatic-Hai will also see themselves going out in first place of a tough Group B.
Yeah.
And certainly after dominating this group, they were 9-1 in map score in the group of death, never even being taken to the limit once, not even winning in the 5th map. And that's a statement coming out of this group for every team that is going to have to try and play them in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Well, it's a tough end to a tough season for Misfits, but despite the fact that this is where it all concludes for them in Apex Season 2, I think we've got a lot to look forward to from this team. They've got a ton of individual talent, and you really did see it coming together.
Yeah, we definitely saw a stark improvement in Misfits over the course of this season.
Absolutely. There's way too many good players on that team for them not to be good in the future. Well, as it is now, a win for Lunatic-Hai, getting that 3-0.
Also, of course, means that LW Blue will be heading out as the 2nd place team from Group B, looking to match their win at IEM Gyeonggi against many of the same teams that were in this tournament.
Those are two extremely strong teams coming out of this group, but that would have been true no matter who made it out of Group B, really.
Absolutely. I am very much looking forward to the quarterfinals, Doa. I know we have one final day to settle who is leaving in Group C and D, but very exciting chance to watch the playoffs here on Apex unfold. We have one Western team through, and still the possibility of 2 more, though it is remote.
Yep. You never know, but as far as global team hopes go, Envious is probably the one you're looking towards right now.
It's definitely going to be very hard for Cloud9 to make it out. Possibly for Fnatic, actually.
Yeah.
They do have to beat Runaway, but that's, I think, doable for them.
I think so. Man, Lunatic-Hai, this team, you know, they really want this to be their season. And with the way things are shaping up, I think they are in great shape to make that happen.
Well, last season, I think, was a disappointment for them.
Oh, definitely.
They didn't perform up to their own expectations.